Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Commodity TV and our virtual online TV interview series. And we want to talk today with Core Mining, and Scott Trebilcock is the CEO of the company. Hey, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Jochen. How are you?
Perfect. Thank you. All good. Yeah, let's dive into your company. Maybe you give us a short overview on it because it's a long time that we have spoken, I would say.
Yeah, so Core Mining has three gold projects, an earlier stage large land block in British Columbia in the Caribou District, and then two heap leach projects in California. The projects in California give us a pipeline to 250,000 ounces of development. We've got PEAs in those projects. We've got great exploration. And then up in BC in 2020, we had some great success, and we put together really a huge land play around a Cisco Development Corp. So we've got three great assets in still a very small company.
Fantastic. So we talk about that in a second. That's really interesting because you assemble, as you said, three great properties, and you just released that you want to spin out something. And this is, the land positions, I think it's 1,000 square kilometers in the Caribou District. And you already named the Cisco Development. And to me, it sounds like there might be synergies in the future.
Yeah, yes, I guess there could be. But I think the bigger thing is that, a Cisco Development Corp has come to the north part of the Caribou District. So it's a large historic gold district in central British Columbia. It's got great infrastructure. It's got a long history of mining. It's got several large porphyry mines nearby that carry all the infrastructure and labor. So all that part is good. So now you have to go and find a good gold deposit to mine. Cisco, led by Sean Roosen, has raised, I think they have over $250 million of liquidity. They are going to be doing what they did at Windfall and just drilling like crazy in the district. And that's going to bring a lot of attention. Though other people with land in the district are going to see their land values appreciate. And Core is the second largest landholder in the Caribou. So we've got a flagship project. We've been drilling almost all of 2020. We've got another gold discovery, and on 1,000 square kilometers, that includes placer mining and other gold showings. We've got lots of potential. So we thought it was a good, solid asset to support a standalone company.
Great. And the new company is named Karus Gold, right?
Karus Gold, that's correct. Karus.
Yeah, and that will be listed separately, right?
Correct. So the plan right now, we just announced yesterday, is they're basically dividending the shares of that company to our shareholders. They will receive those shares at first as a private company. We then plan to offer a rights offering so that all shareholders have the opportunity to participate in the first financing of that company. So I think that's very fair to a current Core shareholder that supported us to get where we are. We would then list the company likely on the TSX-V in Toronto, or perhaps on the Canadian Stock Exchange. But we'd go through that whole process, and we expect it to be listed by Q2 of 2021. So quite quickly.
Super, fantastic. Okay, so that sounds like a great game plan to lift value, let's call it, for all stakeholders together. I really liked it. I really appreciate that because it makes absolutely sense. As I always say, an exploration company cannot take care of about 4, 5, 6 different projects. I think it's always good to focus. And let's talk about your two other projects. And I think one of them is Long Valley, and I think you increased there the land ownership by 750%.
Yes, correct. So Long Valley is a 1.7 million ounce oxide gold deposit. So you can mine it by heap leaching. We did a preliminary economic assessment on the deposit earlier this year, showed great economics, simple project, but the land claims around that project were quite small, and our geologists had seen evidence that the structures in the ground that host the gold go off the property. There's evidence that there was potential gold mineralization on quite a wide area around the project. So we went in and staked all the ground, as you said, really staked a really massive blue sky upside around that project. And, we're currently permitting a drill program to start testing some of that upside.
Super. So 2021, you will drill there a lot.
Yes, correct.
How many meters do you think you want to drill?
It'll depend on financing. So, we're going to raise capital when we get that permit, because I think that's the right way to finance in a good market as you need it. We'd expect we to drill 10,000 meter program.
Super. Okay. Perfect. As you said, you have a PEA on that. So that sounds to me that there is the idea to bring that to life, meaning into production. Do you want to do it by yourself, or do you say, "Oh no, we are exploration specialists. Maybe we bring a partner in, or we sell the whole thing and keep a royalty on it"? What's the plan for that?
Yeah, so the way we're staffing the company is that we're going to build it. Now, the second asset in core is called Imperial. That project is more advanced than Long Valley. They both have PEAs, but Imperial has a much longer history and a much richer database of technical information. So therefore, the board of core made the decision to move that project immediately into permitting to become a mine. So we have a chief operating officer based out of Denver, Colorado, Mark Leduc. He's an incredibly experienced mine developer. He's a specialist in heap leaches. And most importantly, he did the last project to get permitted in California, which was the Castle Mountain project in 2018. He sold that project to Equinox, who's now built it and it's operating. So he's got a track record of getting stuff done in California, and we've got a great second project for him at Imperial. So Long Valley would be the next thing that company in core would build after Imperial. So we've got a pipeline of development projects. Whether we get there or not, the heart of your question, and get taken over, we'll leave that up to the markets and other companies, but we're going to configure and develop and push core forward like we're going to build.
Okay, super. So let's assume you get the financing you want. What would be the work plan for 2021 on those projects?
Yeah, and great question. So Long Valley will be drilling. So Long Valley is a very classical PEA stage project. We've got opportunities to grow it. We need to collect more information on the deposit before doing perhaps a PFS. So we're going to do a full season of drilling to make that project bigger and better. So exploration. At Imperial, we have a team now hired in an office that is moving forward with the mine permitting. So that's engaging with stakeholders, building social license to operate, making sure that, we are a fixture in the local communities so we get support in permitting. But the biggest activity we'll be undertaking next year is, again, more drilling. We're permitting a very large drill program currently with the federal agency, the BLM, that's our regulator. And we'd expect to be out there drilling some great upside targets, which we put out in a news release about 3 weeks ago. We've discovered some gold anomalies between our deposit and the Mesquite mine, which is an operating gold mine in this county in California, about 9 miles away. And in between, looks like there's another gold source. So it's on our ground. We're going to go find it.
Fantastic. That sounds good. Great. Okay. As I just said, let's assume financing looks good. So what do you need, or let's put it that way, what is by now cash in the bank, and what do you think you need to have to really go full throttle 2021?
Yeah, great question. So currently today we have about $7 million Canadian. That's that's the remainder of the money we raised from Eric Sprott in 2020. Gives us lots of runway to fund the people that we have on the ground in Imperial County to keep permitting that mine and cover our corporate overhead. We'd like to raise money as we get drill permits. So I'd like to get $3 to $5 million for Long Valley, $10 billion to really drill hard at Imperial over a 12-month period. That would probably quite frankly, take us into 2022. That'll give the company lots of news flow and make sure we keep de-risking and delivering net asset value into the share price of core.
Fantastic. As you named Eric Sprott already, so what's his share in the company, and what's the share of the management, and maybe what other, let's say, institution or important shareholders you have?
Yeah, so certainly Eric is the most important. He pretty much sole financed the company for the last 18 months. 18 months ago, it was really a startup. So he owns 26% of the equity. Because of that very early and young nature of the company, we've never done a public financing. We don't have hold paper. We don't have warrants outstanding other than to Eric. So management still has 38% of the equity. So we, the biggest shareholders, including Eric, are aligned with all of the minority shareholders. In that minority shareholder group, it's primarily, European, North American, retail, and high net worth investors.
Fantastic. Do you have already research on the company?
We do have 2 formal coverage analysts with price targets at Cormark and PI Financial. And then we've got 3 others on the Toronto Street, Paradigm, Echelon, and Laurentian that follow us on their watch list. We'd expect to get a couple other coverage notes out this year.
Okay, super. What price targets do they have? Do you know that?
$2.20 and $2.40, and we're currently trading about $1.45.
So lots of potential, I would say.
Yeah, those are very conservative analysts that don't put anything in for the exploration side.
Yeah.
That's for the net asset value from those development projects, all heavily discounted for financing and all the way back to today. So, as we can create a lot of value just by pursuing the development path. But I think we're really excited about the exploration path in core, even though we're spinning out a large exploration asset into the new company, Karus. So it should be a great, nice, pure play U.S. development story in 2021.
Super, perfect. That was a great final word. Thank you very much, Scott. And I wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and all the best. And the most important thing, stay healthy, please.
Yes, Jochen, thank you. And you too. All the best to your family.
Thank you very much. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Scott Trebilcock. You heard it, the CEO from Core Mining. And Eric Sprott is a 26% shareholder. But what I like most is 38% is the management share. And this is really outstanding. So they are fully aligned with the shareholders in the company, and they will do their best to bring this to a real huge success. You heard it already. 2 PEAs out on Imperial and Long Vally with good numbers, of course. $7 million by now in the bank. They have to raise some more because they want to hit it hard next year with the drilling, and also with the spin out. I think this is a great idea to really get focused then on the US. And I would suggest you check out the company. It's still not too late to get some cheap stock here. And the analysts have already over $2, $2.20 price targets. And thank you very much for watching us. All the best from Switzerland, and bye-bye.